Hello? There we go. That's why my captions weren't working. My mic settings went weird for some reason. Anyway, oh, Hobby! Hello! Jay, my precious boy, Stellar, my magnificent wife. Mwah, 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 mwah. Hello, it's Friday time, it's Froggy time. Two froggin' and snoggin' stream froggies, please. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, once again, I'll set that up when I get the game all ready and set up. But for that matter, I'm not really sure I have much to report. I mean, one neat thing is now Twitch lets you add your own custom tags. Looky there, and you can add up to 10 at a time. Heckin' yeah! Yeah! Oh wait, I forgot to add one. Done. Okay. Oh right. We're continuing on with some of the sci-fi themias this week. I'm playing an indie game. It's called the FERMI Paradox, and it's a really neato game. I saw somebody play it on YouTube once, and it looked captivating to my froggy eyes. This game is kind of more casual in nature. Like, there's not a whole lot of like animations and stuff. There is a lot of like pretty art. Like really good looking stuff, but like most of it is determined based on like text and pointing and clicking and stuff. It's a game you can very easily play. I know I played some of it already. I haven't seen all there is to see. My throat might be a little bit just a smidge like gunky because I just had pizza. But otherwise I've been keeping hydrated pretty well today. I've currently got more sparkling, super sparkling water, black raspberry, and then my second big glass of water today. Yeah. I think I've also like slept pretty well, all things considered. I'm just feeling pretty heckin' dandy today. I don't really have too much else on the agenda. Oh right, so also earlier today I noticed a few of my favoritist streamers were playing that newfangled Cult of the Lamb game. I caved and I ended up buying it myself, so I'm probably gonna play that like next week. It looks like so much fun. It's so nice. It's cool, it's fun, it's nice, it's good. The most I can really say about it is, imagine if Animal Crossing and Binding of Isaac and Hades all had a polyamorous baby. And you would get Cult of the Lamb. So yeah, I'm probably gonna play that sometime next week. I'm gonna do as all the Beak streamers do and play the latest, coolest, neatest game out right now. doesn't matter if it's indie, which I love to see. Yeah. So we can expect that on the docket. But for now, we got heckin' aliens. Whole bunch basket of aliens to guide through civilization and the ways of the universe. Unrelated, but I want to play Plate Up with you sometime. I'm not familiar with that game. Like, maybe I've heard of it in passing. Maybe. Because I tend to frequent Itch.io a little bit. Anyway, before I get the gamies, the aliens, I gotta give my lovelies, my best lovelies, the little string frogs. In honor of the Plate Up mention, I will serve the both of you on my hand. But first, okay. Stellar, I hope you don't mind Jay's foot on your face. Nah. No, that doesn't look too great. Let me change it back. Like Overcooked, but like roguelite. Ooh. I gotcha. Okay. Heck, I gotta open Steam first because I don't have a shortcut set up. Okay. Is it? Here we go. Oh yeah, there's an intro sequence.
In the galaxy, infinite stars surround our world, and eons ago, intelligent life must have emerged somewhere and slowly evolved into a spacefaring society. Like us, surely these beings would have been drawn to explore. So then, where is everyone? Is it simply the nature of intelligent life to destroy? And maybe the only signs of life they're able to send are in a brief window before that world perishes. Still, no one has come, and no radio signals can be detected across our silent galaxy. Could civilizations ever cross thousands of light years, find more than alien graves? Maybe it's just pure luck that greed or catastrophe have not yet ended our species. Can we make the right choices? Might we learn from our mistakes? Will you overcome the Fermi paradox?
Let's heckin' do it. Yeah, so that's basically like the actual real Fermi paradox in its summary. Like, you know, universe so big, where is everyone? Like, Should have found somebody. Or something. Okay. Yep, this is the one that I played last month. Wow. Yeah, I don't have any particular love for that one, so I'll just, yeah. Welcome to early access of the Fermi Paradox. Try to develop the newly born civilizations of our galaxy so that they can send out radio signals as a first step towards establishing contact with each other. Reach at least the singularity age with sufficient enough civilizations to achieve galactic... Excuse you? How rude. A new galaxy is born. I was right in the middle of reading that. Billions of stars are formed. Planets are taking shape. But obviously, yeah, every once in a while this game tackles like heavier subjects like war, oppression, extinction, stuff like that, you know. You are the galactic gardener. Sapient life will evolve and prosper in our galaxy. Help these civilizations to grow and find each other in the vastness of space-time. But beware. Sometimes you have to prevent them from destroying themselves or others. Would you like to play the tutorial? I think for the sake of you guys, I already know what all to expect, gameplay-wise. But for y'all's sake, only a handful of planets have the optimum conditions for life to grow. Click on this star system to take a closer look. Which one? Oh, this one. Kepler system. No sapient life forms have evolved on this planet. These are synthesis flares. The game is always paused when flares are visible. Only if you collect one of these flares will space-time continue. Okay, so no sapient life forms have evolved. Kepler, a red dwarf star, is orbited by the lava planet Kepler-4 and various rocky planets. The continents of this planet consist either of lush green jungles or rocky wastelands full of massive magma pits. The resilient flora of Kepler-4 consists of trees and bushes that grow their branches in circular spirals. Sheets of rock float on the vast lava ocean, forming temporary islands and continental bridges. So, yeah, synthesis is basically currency that we can spend and earn in a manner of ways. You'll need to accumulate synthesis to make optimal choices in the future. A new civilization is born. With the passing of space-time, new civilizations will emerge and existing ones will undergo major changes. Click on the button in the corner to start your first event. In the Vex system, sapient life has evolved on Vexus. A life form on the garden planet Vexus has started making simple tools and has developed a rudimentary language. But which species will form a Stone Age civilization in the Vex system? Hello, RNG! We are just getting started, so no dead aliens yet. I mean, I would hope not. Many were increasingly of the opinion that they had all made a big mistake in coming down from the trees in the first place. Douglas Adams, sci-fi, 20th century CE, Sol system. So here we are, the Vex system. Whoop! Careful I don't bump my knee. First of many decisions to come. Click on the options to see which species could populate the planet. If you want to choose the balanced species, you have to spend synthesis. On the other hand, picking an unbalanced species will generate a lot of synthesis, so choose wisely. So, what do we got? We're starting with just regular-ass aliens. Like, we don't start with humans, because what makes us so special, you know? Balanced species? Ooh. Got sort of a floral life form right here. Oh my god. Okay. The Herbori, four-legged herbivores that are attuned to echoes and vibrations from very far distances. The Baltier, intelligent rock-climbing plants. The Baltier clump together on high cliffs competing for sun exposure. And the Damanis. Damanis? Roaming the low atmosphere plateaus of Vexus, these stalkers prey on canyon fauna and drain their blood. Vampire aliens. Anyway, the Vex system. Vex, a flare star, is orbited by the garden planet Vexus in a dense comet cloud. A complex network of deep canyons stretches across the surface of Vexus. Within this maze, a multitude of ecosystems and climate zones can be found. Underground oceans lie below the deep canyon networks of Vexus. Plant life has evolved here to take energy from surface runoff and geothermal vents. Devoid of any atmosphere, the high plateaus of Vexus are a deadly wasteland. Inside the canyons, however, a bountiful variety of animals thrive. Let's try for a challenge. So we're gonna go with the Damanus. The first civilization is born. This is your first sapient species in the galaxy. Take good care of them. Others will evolve at a later time. You, as the galactic gardener, will be responsible for them, too. So we got tech level, population, resources, harm potential, and ethics. Right now we're in the Stone Age. We have a population of 1.7 million. Resources of 10,000 beast herds. Harm potential 400,000. And ethical values basically at negative 20%, so their society is currently a dystopia. It's very intriguing. Look, more flares. You can choose different outcomes now. Conserve the natural resources of this planet, or generate some synthesis to use later, or increase consumption to gain much more synthesis. Remember that the game is always paused when flares are visible, so you can take your time. So here we can either... Well, I need synthesis. It's my currency. All we need is a little bit of panic. Well, let's be nice to them starting out. We can keep them dystopic for a little bit as a treat. So civilization values can be changed in many ways. You know, according to whether or not... Yeah. There's always plenty of gay panic. Oh, please don't remind me. Click on an upwards navigation arrow to go back to the galaxy overview. The galaxy is your garden. It will take a great amount of care, and hard decisions have to be made so that all species can survive and flourish. Will you be able to guide them so that in the far future they can leave their planets, cross thousands of light years, and find each other? If you need to know more, that's how to play. Yeah. Oh, it's Damani. So it's Damanis, plural. On Vexus, the Damani civilization is born. Damani camps. Knowledge in Vex. Story tattoos. As a rite of passage during adolescence, the Damanis tattoo their skin with vivid details about the history and knowledge of their people. The art of creating these tattoos is passed down from generation to generation. Polynesian culture, we have a word called mana, which means power and spirit, and is the basis of my tattoo. Oh heck! Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson! Okay. Okay. Story tattoos. So we can either decide to make it pivotal to their culture. They can just be like a feature of their culture, or they can, like, it just leads nowhere. It just happened and then fizzled out. Let me read each. Creating and wearing story tattoos are among the highest honors of the Damanis. Within a few generations, everybody is completely covered with the sacred images that vastly expand their society's awareness. Regular. The lore embedded in their tattoos help the Damanis to understand their world and preserve knowledge. Their plant-based inks are only semi-permanent, but the designs are studied for as long as they are visible in order to retain the lessons of their ancestors. And soon the Damanis change the tattoos to make them prettier and more impressive. The cultural wisdom becomes obscured and is quickly forgotten, like a prayer which is recited but not understood. The best pivots are the ones in plot. Okay, but I really like this idea. And it costs nothing to make it pivotal, so that's what we're gonna do. The wise folk of the Marked were revered for their ability to tap into the spirit realm as they tattooed gods, beasts, and stars on their people. The symbols revealed an individual's true nature, as well as strengthening cultural memory with ancestral sagas. That's heckin' cool. Resource scarcity in 2100 years. We have a little way to go. Yeah, we read that. The inhabitants of Vexus are now known as the Marked, due to their intricate and distinctive tattoos. Here, have a bit of dystopia. Innate injustice causes suffering and despair among the Marked. Grow population? A growing clan expand its influence on Vexus. Drawing dicks on people's faces is actually a good thing for this culture. Oh yeah! By the way, RNG, I know you caught this on Twitter, but, hey Lily Pals, I've decided to modify my branding a little bit. I am no longer going to consider myself just PG-13. I am now primarily like an adult-oriented streamer, because I am an adult woman and I want to talk about the adult things. And I don't want to, like, hold my tongue anymore, really, about stuff. You know, I don't want to always just constantly leave it to, like, subtext. So, honestly, if you're an adult, if you're an adult, you can bring up all the sex stuff you want. Yeah. Fudge, the police coming straight from the underground. Make police fudge. Butterscotch is yummy fudge. It's my lady. Oh. Oh. Baby. Make fudge, not war. Also, yay sex, yes. Okay, let's see, what do we got here? We can reduce harm potential. Well, reduce, like, it gets worse. More harm potential. We can increase ethics. We can grow population. Woof! So here's the thing. Population directly ties into resource scarcity. So the more people you have, the faster you're gonna run out of resources. And, you know, resource scarcity creates a very desperate times. Anyway, let's do... The marked on Vexus fashion a new type of stone knife. The only scarce resource is love. Oh, yes, it's super valuable. Okay. Hashtag kill it. Rip it straight from their hearts. Also, 420,000 potential casualties. Very, very cool. Let's go rando. Mark to use cave paintings to spread lies and superstition. Let's increase tech level. A remarkable wise person is celebrated on Vexus for their contributions to marked society. Random. A once powerful camp falls on Vexus. A paradigm shift in Vex. All that the rain promises. A marked hunter has noticed that some animals act abnormally after consuming the fruiting bodies of a particular species of fungus. As the animals seem to suffer no long-term ill effects and occasionally come back to do it again, the hunter decides to try some for themselves. People have to go out of their mind before they can come to their senses. Ah. Wisdom. Oh my god. Okay. The fungus is a sophisticated parasite which attaches to an organism's nervous system and subtly promotes its own reproduction. The hunter stumbles into a major clan and infects everyone. Cultural expansion. It turns out that the fungus is a strong aphrodisiac and is widely distributed by the camps of the marked. Or a scent. The fungus contains a potent hallucinogen with euphoric and neuroregenerative properties. The hunter, experiencing a revelation from nature, becomes a revered religious leader, inspiring empathy through botanical experimentation. No, we were just talking about sex, so... Oh man, that's hitting the resources really hard. Populations rose drastically after a potent aphrodisiac was cultivated and distributed by camps. Much of the land was taken up by farms that produced the love drug. Okay. I think with, like, that extra little bit of, love in their systems, yeah, harm reduction might be a natural course of action. The storytellers of Vexus inspire the marked to live peacefully. Holy shit, resource scarcity in 347 years. Smexing love druggies, yeah. A once powerful camp falls on Vexus. Okay, more resources, please. On Vexus, marked planters establish new resource management methods. An influential marked leader rises to power on Vexus. A touch of utopia. The marked build an astonishing monument on Vexus. Okay, no, we might need some Demanis to die. Please. Okay, marked warriors lay down their stone knives and abandon the art of war. Oh? Ooh, 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 ooh. In the Gleezus system, sapient life has evolved on Gleezus Sea. See, make fudge and smacks no more. A life form on the desert planet Gleezus Sea has started making simple tools. some such. We read that before. Another civilization is born. You will have to foster these creatures too, guide them in parallel with the other civilizations in the galaxy, and one day they may make contact. Synthesis can be used to help any society. Sometimes you'll have to make hard choices to ensure the survival of everyone. So here we got the prune. Peaceful observers, these gentle herds of four-eyed, horse-like humanoids roam the wide rock deserts. The row. Aggressive and solitary, these naturally armored creatures inhabit barren wastelands. And the car. Always hungry and merciless, these nightmarish avian creatures rule the sky. These dudes are fucking awesome. Like, they look so cool. We're already dealing with we're already dealing with an unbalanced species, but you know, it's looking pretty damn cool. Okay, anyway, Gliese, a red dwarf star, is orbited by the desert planet Gliese C and various rocky planets. The iron oxide in the atmosphere gives the rocky desert of the planet Gliese C a distinct reddish color. All animals on the planet's surface carry additional water reservoirs and specialized organs so they can survive in the desert. Huge hypersaline lakes divide the land regions, and between their salt crystal shores, vast forests of transparent flower trees are flourishing. Four-eyed horse. Wonder what they're like in bed when you sleep behind them. Do they kick you? Okay, yeah. Yeah, unbalanced forever. Okay. On Gliese C, the car civilization is born. Marked camps. A new technological age. The marked have reached the Bronze Age. In the Bronze Age, the marked begin testing the limits of their planet's generosity by cultivating crops, raising animals for food, and clearing forests in order to build primitive cities. Early mining and metalworking skills allow them to craft better weapons and tools, and they learn how to document knowledge via written language. Bronze is the mirror of the form, wine of the heart. Ageless, 5th century BCE of the Sol system. Vroom vroom! Oh my god, look at their new hats. And they're holding a little scroll. I'm so proud of our Demanis. Okay. Bronze Age. Defense becomes increasingly necessary as marked begin exerting more power over one another, and hunting bands evolve into primitive armies. New techniques and tools allow the marked to explore new areas, preserve their natural resources, and develop early infrastructure. The marked apply their newfound knowledge and communication skills to societal improvements in the budding disciplines of medicine, law, and philosophy. I think they desperately need more resources, so... Okay. Bump it up to over 600 years until scarcity. Good, good. The wise folk of the marked were revered for their ability to tap into the spirit realm as they tattooed gods, beasts, and true name. Okay, we already know that. The marked can now build stable settlements on Vexus and sustain them with agriculture. Bronze Age technology provides the marked access to minerals on the surface of Vexus. Meanwhile, the car flocks. Depopulation in Gliese. Monstrous beasts live beneath the desert sands of Gliese Sea, and preying on the unwary creatures that walk above. These enormous creatures live in once remote regions, but the expansion of car colonies into their territory has made them a threat for the car. Dragons will wander about the waste places, and the phoenix will soar from her nest of fire into the air. Decay of Lying by Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde was a pretty base dude. Okay. So, prevention. The car learned to identify the nesting grounds are of the great behemoths. They are careful to never build colonies close enough to provoke the beasts. The car do their best to stay away from the beast's territory, but there is no avoiding it completely. Many caravans and other travelers are swallowed as they travel between colonies. The car development disturbs the nesting grounds of the beasts, causing them to migrate across the deserts of Glee's Sea. As they move, they consume countless car. Use the behemoths as cars. It's the best way for the cars, people. Yeah, let's go complete prevention. Like, I want these guys to survive. I probably want these car to survive more than I want the Demanis to. They just look so cool. Enormous carnivores lived beneath the sands of Glee's Sea, emerging to consume all foolish enough to come near. The car were careful to stay away from their hunting grounds. Okay, let's see. Random. The storytellers of Glee's Sea inspire the car to live peacefully. More random. Car abandoned their colonies and wandered Glee's Sea in search of new lands. The car mourned the death of a beloved elder. Manch. A territorial dispute on Glee's Sea is won by a band of car warriors. Let's just grab a synthesis. A once powerful flock falls on Glee's Sea. An influential car elder rises to power on Glee's Sea. Technology. Technology. The work of a remarkable wise person is widely circulated among the car. Meanwhile, with the Demanis, we have growth. Literally the opposite. The Marked have formed a growing cult around a deity of love, lust, and fertility. Ooh! The followers of the goddess wander the lands and erect shrines and temples to her. Wait, rip the old elder. Then new elder rose to power. This is sus! I'm suspecting something. Golden Aphrodite, who stirs up sweet passion in the gods and subdues the tribes of mortal men. There's nothing among the blessed gods or among mortal men that has escaped Aphrodite. Don't follow the chaos. My goodness. Goddess of love. The rulers are disgusted by the cult's activities and ban all mention of the love deity. The cult disappears. Regular development. The religion of the love goddess lets the Marked population grow and prosper. The Marked become completely devoted to the love deity. The cult dominates daily life and rules society. So I want this one. But here's the problem. 296 years until resource scarcity. If we don't either start finding more resources or killing off some fucking Demanis, like, they're gonna be in trouble. No, Issy, don't follow her, it's Sonish! Yeah, no. But I will increase harm potential. A powerful new rider horde is formed on Vexus. Oh, wait, no. A remarkable sage is celebrated on Vexus for their contributions to Marked society. Random? Marked sculptures represent harmony on Vexus. An influential Marked ruler rises to power on Vexus. The Marked mourn the death of a beloved ruler. Marks versus cars. I'm choosing the vroom vrooms. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of which, let's zoom out. Return to the car. How are they doing? car textile artworks represent harmony on Gliesa Sea. Oh yeah, look at these chads. They got 1,200 years until scarcity. They only got 3 million to their numbers. Sheesh. They're far superior. The car mourned the death of a great wise person. A development event. Power in Gliesa. The car attempt to tame ferocious and menacing beasts which roam the wilderness of Gliesa Sea for the military purpose of riding them into battle as a way to frighten and maim their enemies. And only the poet with wings to his brain can mount him and ride him without any rein. The stallion of heaven, the steed of the skies, the horse of the singer who sings as he flies. Yeah, me and RNG, we got the same, yeah, same train of thought. Okay, so, reading first. The creatures are too dangerous and cannot be tamed. They appear to kill indiscriminately, disemboweling their would-be masters and generally running amok. The car gradually build trust with the wild animals by feeding and caring for them. The beasts in turn cooperate with their riders, even bravely marching into war when necessary. And absolute power! The car shamans preach of the need to dominate the beasts, since the threat of their enemies doing so remains an open possibility. The creatures are treated cruelly to make them even more ferocious. Let's keep it maybe just kind of neutral. I mean, power is nice, but like, if you got loyal mounts, you know, that it's power in the long term sustainability, and that's what we want with the car. It's very important. Okay, Carr formed a symbiotic bond with a large animal species native to Gliesa Sea. In exchange for regular table scraps and head pats, the beasts were mounted willingly and proved to be a formidable force in combat. Great myths, poems, and stories sprang forth in tribute to these marvelous creatures. Heck yeah. We could stand for a little bit more growth. A growing colony expands its influence on Gliesa Sea. More tech. The work of a remarkable wise person is widely circulated among the car. Random. An ambitious car flock conquers new territories. Aha! The marked realms face a resource crisis. Scarcity crisis in Vex. Surface metal deposits are becoming scarce in the Vex system. The effects of mushroom farming brought the marked civilization to a breaking point. While they are dealing with the resource scarcity, will the realms find ways to prevent the complete exhaustion of their environment, or will they turn against each other? It is uncanny how aware most extinct sapient species were of the point of no return, regardless whether they started burning down their last primeval forests or depleting all the valuable asteroids in their star system. So many just marched on toward their downfall. Tamam of Asteroid 993, Prune, Xenoarchaeologist, period 84E, Gleesian, Excavation Fleet. Is this like a time loop sort of deal where, you know, like, you go so far back in the future, they just loop back around? The Marxists consuming all their resources. That's not very communist. Okay. We got precaution. The marked realms prepare for a future without metal. Will their rulers preserve the environment of Vex or deny their people access to essential resources? Crisis. Scarcity causes discord and competition among the marked. Knowledge diminishes while the realms of Vex compete for the dwindling resources. And war. The marked pick up their bronze spears and fight over access to the remaining surface metal deposits. Rider hordes destroy entire settlements in the so-called Metal Wars. with 1.8 million casualties. Ungo bungo. Let's fucking go. I mean, look at all that tasty synthesis. And frankly, they need to be knocked down a few pegs. The civilization of the Marked is ruled by a religious cult. Oh, we know that. More harm potential. Powerful new rider horde is formed on Vexus. More resources. Oh my god, they're gonna be exhausted in 75 years. These people are doomed. Metal Wars! On Vexus marked foresters establish new resource management methods. Dystopia. The marked grow to fear their ruthless ruler. A battle over an important marked settlement is won by an army of spear fighters. Why are their numbers growing? The best topia is dystopia. No, it's me-topia. Sages manipulate the marked realms for personal gain. What you up to, car? Extinction? A massive planet-wide sandstorm begins to churn the surface of Gleeza's Sea, blotting out the sun and wreaking havoc across the land. Cowering inside their colonies, the Car have no defense against this natural calamity. Will this be the end of their civilization? Love plus 4 equals sex? When the god storms come, even the queen must bow. Artemide proverb, Wormwood system. The Car's pollution blotted out the sun. They don't have pollution yet. They're steam engines? They're electric car. Close call. Just as food begins to run low, the storm ends. Storytellers proclaim that the gods have shown mercy upon the car flocks. Minimal survivors. The storm never truly ends, darkening the sky for centuries. Most colonies perish, but a few hardy car learn to survive in the eternal murky twilight and complete extinction. The storm blocks out the sun, making it impossible for anything to grow. Over the next years, all life on the planet slowly dies. Close call. Absolutely. We got the funds for it. After a planet-wide sandstorm almost starved out the car flocks, a new law was passed. Every car must have a reserve of at least 3 months' food in storage. That's smart. Let's give them a little bit of utopia. Just a taste. The Car composed an epic poem recounting their history. I would imagine. A once powerful flock falls. Do the spirits look on us with kindness? Yes, I do. Let's shrink that growth a little bit. A territorial dispute is won by a band of car warriors. All the Car's poems are just like country and rock road music. Where will the gods lead us? To victory. To succession. But you must trust me. This is the best for you. Natural hazards reduces the car population. I'm thinking long term. You gotta think long term. Anyway, the Rigel system has an evolution event. A life form on the ice planet Rigel 7 has started making simple tools. Yeah. So Rigel. A blue supergiant star is orbited by the ice planet Rigel 7 and 3 smaller stars in proximity. The chemical composition of the ice crystals on Rigel 7 gives the polar caps a greenish color. For an ice planet, Rigel 7 has a rich diversity of resilient flora. Every animal on the planet developed some kind of fur, even the ocean fish and the bird species. So, standard, we have the Kular, aggressive humanoid pig creatures wandering the ice plains primarily to compete with others of their kin. Unbalanced, the Dorloth, sentient and resilient plants. They dwell deep under the ice, rise at nightfall to wander the surface to feed on other organisms for nutrients. And balanced, the Esh, a rational species of furry fish creatures with very complex swarm behavior. I kind of like the Esh. They look pretty, but also pigs. I'm gonna flip a coin. The coin is under my phone. Okay, so heads, it's the fish. Fish people. I got heads. We got fishies. Okay. Oh, instead of the Stone Age, they're in the Shell Age. It's a nice touch. Okay. So now we have the Esh. On Rigel 7, the Esh civilization is born. The Esh found a promising new huddle. Meanwhile, with the Marked, a great war threatens Vex. Two dominant city-states gather massive armies and fleets to fight for control over their region. Ceterum senseo Carthaginem esse delendam. Furthermore, I consider that Carthage must be destroyed. Cato the Elder, 2nd century BCE. I like the little tips and nods to actual history. Let's see. Nekupi! Neku! Ah, shit, she did! Welcome, Raiders! Welcome, welcome! Hi, hi, hi! I am Issy. I am a frog tuber, and I'm playing the Fermi paradox. We're playing mommy to a bunch of alien civilizations, and we gotta take care of them, quote unquote. Hello, Wolf. I am doing great. Finally beat the final boss in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Nice! I have no idea what Xenoblade entails, but I'm sure you did your absolute best. And we're all proud of you. Okay, anyway. So there's a threat of war on planet Vex. So fearless negotiators are able to calm down the rulers of the city-states. They agree to divide control of the region and share valuable trading routes. After a century of battle, one city-state conquers the other and destroys the enemy city. Playing mommy, you say? Did I fucking stutter? Anime JRPG by the same peeps who made Xenogears, Xenosaga, and Chrono Trigger. See, I know all those by name, but... Wait, so we have the sex, the marks, and the cars? Yes. These are the marks. We stan the cars, and the sex... The sex only just appeared, so we don't really care about them just yet. Yes, Wolf, I can get you a blue frog. Right here. I will place you, I'll place you, like, right... No. you can just snuggle up right cozy up right there. Okay. Alright, so peace, regular conflict, total war. The war cannot be won. Both city-states suffer immensely and countless lives are lost. Started playing Xenoblade 2 back in November. Wow. Wowee. That's... wow. Good going. Okay. We don't really care about the marks all that much. At least... We don't care enough that, like... that we don't need... we don't need 104.4 million of them, causing resource scarcity in 14 years, again. Harm potential is only 5.2? It's 5.4 million. Wow. Oh, thank you, Wolf, for the posture check. And, oh, and a hydrate. That would be smart. Yes. Alrighty then. Kawaii kota? What a good boy. Alright then. Total war. 16.3 million casualties. Look at it plummet. Hell yeah. Okay, on Vaxis, 2 hostile city-states became locked in a perpetual military conflict with countless wars, but no side ever got the upper hand. Total War Warhammers. Random. The marked mourn the death of a great sage. 16.3 million lives lost, and it's the sage that is mourned. Okay. Influential marked ruler rises to power. Yeah. Once powerful realm falls on Vexus. Oh, but they reached a new technological age. How nice. The Iron Age. Empires and trading states rise to power in the Iron Age. The metalworking marked forge tools and developed the skills needed to create simple machinery. While expanding theological discourse could provide them with a sense of purpose and a moral compass, organized religion also has the potential to bring about great atrocities. For here now is the Age of Iron. Never by daytime will there be an end to hard work and pain, nor in the night to weariness, when the gods will send anxieties to trouble us. Hesiod, Greek poet, 8th century BCE. I have a button on my mouse specifically to close the current window, also one to minimize all windows so I can hide stuff in a flash if need be. Convenient, I guess. Let's go and take control of the means of production! Let's see. The marked produce mighty blades by mining and smelting resources from deep within Vexus, and new construction techniques accelerate their city building. Wisdom, monks transcribe knowledge in books that scholars are eager to get their hands on. As ever, Marked Titty looks to the heavens for guidance. In epic dynasty wars, Marked iterate siege weaponry against the well-fortified castles of their foes. Okay, if I pick advancement... if we pick advancement... make more monks means less reproduction. Monks must be pure. mean, it is true. Like, the Marked are vastly overpopulated already, thanks to a certain love goddess. We're already at 46% dystopia. Life is a scam anyway. But if this might give us more resources... fuck it. They're gonna be exhausted of resources in 11 years anyway. The Marked can now increase the size of their cities and access more regions on Vexus. Resource crisis! Hey, what do you know? Cars are the ones we care about the most, at least at the moment. Yes, it is true. Forest areas are becoming scarce in the Vex system. The effects of city-state wars brought the Marked civilization to a breaking point. While they are dealing with the resource scarcity, will the kingdoms find ways to prevent the complete exhaustion of their environment, or will they turn against each other? And then that little blurb we already read. Da-da. Good luck with whatever this game is. Need to eat, shower, rest, and leave it to you. You have good eats, showers, and rests, Neku. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you have a good time zone. Okay. So, precaution with wood scarcity. A crisis. Scarcity causes discord and competition among the Marked. Knowledge diminishes while the kingdoms of Vex compete for the dwindling resources. And war. The Marked pick up their longsword and fight over access to the remaining forest areas. Night regiments destroy entire cities in the so-called Wood Wars. Well, gee, this sounds so familiar. War. 10.6 million losses. Vexes, yeah. No side ever got the upper hand. Iron Age technology allows the Marked to harvest biomass on the surface of Vexus. Are there beings like us beyond our world? The Marked mourn the death of a beloved monarch. You just said that. Oh, all of them are reductions in tech. Scholars manipulate the Marked kingdoms for personal gain. All resources are exhausted. The Marked have used up all available forest areas. They are no longer able to provide for their cities, and their kingdoms will soon fall apart. The overuse of metal mines has destabilized the environment to the point where the Marked society may not survive this devastating crisis. You know, less people means more resources. Let's go killing an entire race. Cull the weak to control the population. Starve the strong to break their power. Cull the weak and promise wisdom. Profit. Rip communism. Orbiting Earth is the spaceship. I saw how beautiful our planet is. People, let us preserve and increase this beauty, not destroy it. Yuri Gagarin, Soviet cosmonaut. Okay, let's see. Regress. To survive, the Marked have to abandon their cities and form small self-contained communities. The fall of the Marked kingdoms could lead to savagery and oppression. Collapse. Chaos and panic lead to the complete disintegration of the Marked kingdoms. Will the Marked take their longsword and obliterate each other, or will they find a more peaceful way to deal with societal collapse? Or complete extinction. These are the final days of the Marked. The collapse of their civilization is accelerated by the use of well poisonings deployed by the kingdoms in their fight over the last remaining forest areas. So, I don't want to spoil anything too much, but here's the thing. We can choose extinction, and we can choose extinction, and that does not necessarily spell the end of the planet Vex. Because the marked might be gone, but life will persist. And so there's always a chance that sapient life could return. And they could build themselves up back from, like, using the ruins of the marked. You know? Regress. A chance of tyranny, 75% marked ethic value. Chance of total carnage, 84%. Marked ethic and harm value. I get knocked down, and I get up again. Never gonna get me. So, I'm not sure if this means, like, if it says 75% or 84%, if that's... I would think that's the chance of what it's describing, which in regression is tyranny, and in collapse is total carnage. So, we're not looking at very high odds here. We can try regression, but how much do we really care about sustaining the marked? About the demonies? The least ethical option seems the best way to profit. Yeah, but that depends on, like, what kind of profit you're talking about. Like, profit for us would be complete extinction, but, like, profit for the marked? I'm not sure. More bodies means more food. Point taken. Ah, heck it. We're going for collapse. Carnage in Vex. Big surprise. Remember, the best way to win is chaos. Forest areas are completely exhausted, and the marked take their longsword to fight each other while their civilization falls apart. Knight regiments move towards a final battle, and the marked cities are drowning in blood. It is clear that this society is doomed to die. Will Vexus recover from this ultimate massacre? In the desert sun, every step that you take could be the final one. In the burning heat, hanging on the edge of destruction. You can't stop the pain of your children crying out in your head. They always said that the living would envy the dead. One of the Living by Tina Turner. This is the way I got kicked out of my ethics class. Okay. So... Ooh. So now it's the final fate. Blooming nature. The sword fighters and knight regiments fight until their kingdoms fall apart. After a few painful years, the marked civilization becomes extinct. They do manage to spare the other life forms of Vexus, and nature soon reclaims the fallen cities with life blooming among the ruins. Regular development. The final showdown among the marked ends with well poisonings. The destroyed cities completely disintegrates, and only a few remaining knight regiments can be found in the wastelands of Vexus. And total destruction, with every city in the Vex system long since starved to death. Bloodthirsty sword fighters stalk the wastelands of Vexus looking for hostiles, and knight regiments destroy any form of life. After the marked finally perish, Vexus becomes completely uninhabitable. Yeah, no. No, we want second chances. Maybe not for the marked, but the Vex, planet Vex, may have a second chance in the future. The Demanis fought one definitive bloody war after Wood Wars exhausted all the available resources of the Vex system. The natural life of Vexus reclaimed the ruins of the forgotten society of the Demanis. In Vex, an asteroid is trapped in a gas giant's gravity well, becoming a permanent moon. Meanwhile, with the Car Flocks, enlightenment in Gliesa. The mirages of the desert are seen as divine visions, a sign from the gods. A new religious practice begins of interpreting the mirages and using them to gain insight into the thoughts and feelings of the viewer. All know to ignore the mirages of the desert. Few are able to ignore the mirages in their own heart. Seesuk the Wise, Raunian, keeper of the Knowledge Hive, time stage 430 of the Gliesa system. Very fitting. Okay. So, troubled Car begin following the mirages into the desert, searching for enlightenment. Most only find death. A cast of Mirage Seers emerge. Only they have the proper training and discipline to find insight in the shifting visions. Or a pillar. The Car tap deep into their subconscious by interpreting the mirages of the desert. They gain a new understanding of their own souls. Woot, another religion made forms of dehydration in extreme heat. Let's go! I mean, Mad Max cars. We are currently still at 20% dystopia, so it's not entirely untrue. On the other hand, we actually care about the car. So maybe a paradigm shift would be good for them. Yeah. The Car came to revere the mirages of the desert. They learned to analyze their own reactions to these visions, recognizing them as a reflection of their own beliefs, fears, and hopes. An influential Car elder rises to power on Gliesa Sea. Tech. The work of a remarkable wise person is widely circulated among the Car. The Car mourn the death of a beloved elder. Oh, they're almost out of the Stone Age. Very good. Car textile artworks represent harmony. New technological age. We've reached the Copper Age. The Car learned to mine copper, using it to create precise metal tools. These tools make it possible to expand the reach of natural oases using new irrigation and water recapture techniques. Meanwhile, wise folk begin to study the stars among Gliesa Sea, charting their course in great patterns drawn in the desert sands. So many elders rising to power while others are killed. I sense a conspiracy. It's just their way. The last Shoshonen died on our homeworld several millennia ago. We no longer have records from this time, but several excellent examples of copper jewelry were found preserved beneath the desert sands by Real Shoshone Trans-Species Archivist, Galactic Year 64.03, Alpha Andromeda Cluster. Okay. Look at them! Oh my god, they look so cool! I love these flappy cars! Who wants the gizzard? Oh, I do. Too late. Let me mind. The elder's still dying. Wait, what? Don't worry, you won't feel a thing. War caravans and domesticated beasts become an integral part of early armies. Warring clans fight for control of the precious oases. The rare flora of the desert is carefully cultivated to serve Car. More nutritious, more drought-resistant varieties are bred over decades. and the open desert landscapes offer a clear view to a breathtaking night sky. Inspired, storytellers and wise folk begin recording the first observations of the heavens. The Frooms look so hot now. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's just go for advancement. Hopefully it won't diminish the scarcity time. Ooh! Oh no, that actually bumped it up quite a bit. That's very good. Yeah, and go eat, Wolf. Go get some treats. The car can now build stable settlements on the sands of Gleeves Sea and sustain them with irrigation. Random. The car composed an epic poem recounting their history. Oh yeah, the Esh! The Esh have reached the aquaculture stage, or age. The Esh successfully domesticate the flora and fauna of the oceans of the ice planet Rigel 7. Civilization began in the Fertile Crescent, not because it was an Edenic place overflowing with natural resources, but because it was so hostile to settlement that a village of any size needed careful management to survive. Susan Wise Bauer, American author. Oh my god, they wear the skulls and the seaweed? That looks fucking awesome. Oh, I love these fish. Okay, natural underwater cave systems on ice planet Rigel 7 are transformed into large Esh settlements supported by aquaculture yields. Domesticated predator fish and large metal nets change the way war is waged by the Esh. Or the Esh begin keeping records using a complex system of stone tablets that can preserve cuneiform writing even underwater. On dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitis was rising up through the air. My head grew heavy, my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. Let's keep the wisdom. The Esh can now build stable lairs in the oceans of Rigel 7 and sustain them with aquaculture. For an ice planet, Rigel 7 has a rich diversity of resilient flora. Aquaculture age technology provides the Esh access to minerals of Rigel 7's oceans. Are the gods watching over our waters? Meanwhile, the car. Injustice in Gliza. Due to an obscure reading of their holy texts, some Kar come to believe that they will become immortal if they burn down their own holy temples. Raising these sacred sites without consequence would prove that they themselves are godlike. Oceans by Earth logic should allow them to live for quite a long time, because many resources. Yeah. If Herostratos has earned immortality for having burned down the temple of Artemis in Ephesus, maybe the man from whom he got the matches ought not to be entirely forgotten. By Erwin Chargaff, Austro-Hungarian biochemist. Okay, Okay, burning of the temples. When the burning of the first temple is not met with divine retribution, the practice spreads rapidly. Major centers of worship are burned in a fevered pursuit of immortality, leading to mass riots and the grieving of the faithful. Hello, Straluz! Hello, hello. I am carrying aliens. Okay, massive injustice. Playing Fermi Paradox to prepare for the Duvary Paradox. That's one way to look at it. Okay, holy sites are the first to go, but soon priests burn alongside the buildings. Chaos reigns as the faithful are slaughtered en masse, and a new religion celebrating destruction replaces the old ways. Or the leader of the fledgling sect accidentally sets themselves alight when trying to douse a temple in pitch. The car sees this as divine retribution, and the practice is stopped immediately. Now we're planning for the heat death. Oh god. Yeah, I don't really like this. We just got out of dystopia. Let's not. Please. When the leader of an immortality cult accidentally burned themselves alive while trying to raise a temple, the car recoiled in fear of punishment from the vengeance deities. Their culture had learned to fear the divine and would not challenge them again. Burn the heretics! Down with those that hurt the throne of the Imperium! Don't anger the vengeance deities or they will burn you alive! Hey! Nice! Resources, yes. Car copperworks represent harmony on Gliza. More tech, please. The tech is always good. The car mourned the death of a great sage. More tech. Could probably stand for a little bit of depopulation. Natural hazards reduce the car population. Let's do random. Oh my! Growing settlement expands its influence on Gliza. Another dead sage, what is going on? It's their way! I've been telling you. Okay. A remarkable sage is celebrated on Gliza Sea for their contributions to Car society. Esh Games? Reduction in Rigel. The sages of the Esh learned to harvest the ashes of Rigel 7's volcanoes, using them as a key ingredient in a robust building material that will last for centuries. But the danger of mining active volcanoes poses great risk. Let's go Ash Games! Ashes were already falling, not as yet very thickly. I looked round. A dense black cloud was coming up behind us, spreading over the earth like a flood. Pliny the Younger? Account of the eruption of the volcano Vesuvius. Ooh. The new sequel to the Hunger Games. Let's see. Though the new building material shows great promise, early tragedies during attempts to harvest volcanic ash lead to Esh to believe they have angered the gods. They learn to fear and avoid the volcanoes, which become a symbol of divine retribution. While some games become experts in creating the new building materials, others grow wary of the danger of harvesting volcanic ash. The substance's rarity and usefulness cause it to become an immensely valuable trade item. As the games learn the usefulness of volcanic materials, their layers soon came to be dominated by ash-based concrete block structures. Gleaming obsidian becomes widely used as an ornamental facing, giving both their buildings and their personal decorations a unique appearance. Probably not a bad idea to stay away from volcanoes, yeah. But also, resource scarcity in 33.1 thousand years. Holy goodness grievance. That's a lot. That's a long time. I think they're gonna be good for a while. Yeah. On the other hand, but the thought of, like, ash blocks and obsidian decor just in wide abundance. That actually seems really cool. Especially underwater. Especially when the fish people wear shit like this. It looks fucking cool. Hot ash fish or sage ass fish? Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'm gonna spoil him a little bit. Oh my god, that jumped all the way up to, like, literally, like, over 100,000 more years. Inhabitants of Rigel 7 grew obsessed with volcanic materials, constructing their black lairs from materials from ash concrete and obsidian. Over time, the volcanoes grew to be revered, and the civilization... I wasn't done reading, game! So rude. No. Are the gods watching over our waters? Indeed I am! Hi! Could stand to have a little more population, you know? Just a little bit. The Vulcans found a promising new black lair. Hi, hot ash fishes! Random. An ambitious Vulcan game. Vulcan? Vulcan game conquers new territories. They're calling themselves Vulcans now? Conflict between two major Vulcan games is settled peacefully. Let's do it again. Vulcan sea lancers lay down their trident and abandon the art of war. More conflict settled peacefully. God, I love these fucking skull obsidian fish. Meanwhile, on Gliza, knowledge. The Car start worshipping a pantheon of wise and clever gods. The priesthood starts to gather and record knowledge as a way of honoring their deities. I gave them hope, and so turned away their eyes from death. Prometheus bound by Aeschylus. Aeschylus. I got called a masochist and sadist by a friend because I find it comfy to sleep in my jeans and will eat soup with a fork if I don't have a spoon readily available. What the hell, man? What's wrong with your friend? No, RNG. No, you're supposed to take my side. Okay. So for the first time, we don't have enough synthesis to make it a pillar. Where the priesthood of the wisdom god spreads and becomes widely influential, the connection between holiness and knowledge becomes deeply rooted into Car society. It's genes, Issy, genes. Fair? I mean, well... I mean, I don't prefer to wear jeans, but actually agree with both. What, that you're a masochist and a sadist? Sadomasochist? Okay, so regular development. Some Car become devotees of wisdom gods, dutifully gathering knowledge and preserving it for the benefit of all members of society. Or dead end. Other cults become more popular with the Car, and the tenets of the wisdom gods become lost to time. As I see at least my soup. I mean, I don't care if you have to use a fork for soup. And frankly, if your soup has thicker noodles or like pieces of chicken or some other kind of meat or like crunchy veggies and stuff, then like a fork is probably preferable. Spork would be better for soup. But yeah, the perfect compromise. Okay, so yes, we want the car to become smarter. Within this civilization, some car formed wisdom sects that believed in the sacredness of knowledge. Influential car ruler rises to power. Random. A battle over an important car settlement is won by an army of desert archers. Oh my god, these guys would actually be heckin' super good archers. They fly, plus they probably have really good eyesight. Okay. Let's try to reduce harm potential a bit. Car desert archers lay down their horn bows and abandon the art of war. Horn bows? That makes my imagination do things. Rooms are so sexy. I mean, I could literally walk about 20 more steps to simply get a spoon, a testament to my trying to be lazy. Hey man, it's your life. Once powerful territory falls on Gliza Sea. Oh, they're moving on right quick into the next technological age. Lay down their horn bows. Vulcan Games, new tech age. The Reef Shaper age? Whatever could that mean? The Vulcans develop aquaculture, greatly expanding their food supply. They also learn to manipulate coral building organisms for the creation of tools and shelter. That's what that means. It means plant the sea and herd its animals using the sea as farmers instead of hunters. That is what civilization is all about. Farming replacing hunting. Jacques-Yves Cousteau. Coral is renewable. Okay, so we can't pick wisdom. Expansive reefs are mined for metal and turned into large underwater cities. Coral armor is fashioned to protect warriors, and underwater war beasts allow for rapid troop movement. Yeah, to a point. Yeah. Oh god, now I'm sad. Now I'm thinking of, like, all those dead reefs that we have in our oceans. Fuck. More renewable than stone. More renewable than stone, less renewable than wood? I mean, yeah, advancement is probably the best. Oh my god, it's shooting up by an extra 100,000 years. Yeah, these fish are doing very well for themselves. The Vulcans can now increase the size of their reef cities and access more ocean regions on Rigel 7. Reef Shaper Age technology allows the Vulcans to harvest biomass from the oceans. The car have leveled up to the Glass Age. New techniques are discovered to create a special form of hardened glass that can be used for a variety of uses. More advanced tools, simple machinery, and even weapons are made from this new material. Soon, great cities begin to rise among the endless dunes of Gliza Sea. Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Human proverb, unknown provenance. The soul system. Okay. Oh, we can pick any of them. Astronomers used the new glass to create the first telescopes. Meanwhile, artists create impressive kinetic sculptures that move hypnotically with the desert winds. Cars make the sand hard. Great glass foundries allow the car to build higher and more quickly. Small settlements grow into glittering cities, each a bustling hive of life in the vast barren desert. Imagine if we had never left the water. Would humans be so smart as those fish, or would we have killed ourselves sooner? These are questions that this game dares to explore. You very well could have picked some kind of race that was prone to self-destruction. I mean, we already did so with the marked. They're as good as gone now. Glass-reinforced fortresses necessitate the invention of siege warfare. Fired from high walls, splinter launchers cut down countless desert archers and their war beasts. Nah. I like the idea of these flappy cars getting smart. Hope the birds have AC in those glass houses, because oh boy, those glass houses be hot. True. Well, I mean, they might be mostly adapted for the intense heat, however hot that actually may be. Okay. The car are now able to produce hardened glass, allowing them to construct impressive dune cities. Vulcan development events. Consumption in Rigel. In an effort to preserve their legacy for eternity, a powerful Vulcan buckler commissions a city made of brilliantly colored glass. It is a massive project intended to be a monument to beauty for the ages. You believe in the Crystal Palace, eternally indestructible. That is, one at which you can never stick out your tongue furtively nor make a rude gesture, even with your fist hidden away. Well, perhaps I'm so afraid of this building precisely because it's made of crystal and is eternally indestructible, and because it won't be possible to stick one's tongue out even furtively. Fyodor Dostoevsky, Russian novelist. Brains no more. I mean, technically, they're not birds, they're just bird-like, so... And also, not every bird has a bird brain. Have you seen crows? Okay, City of Glass. The glass city rises quickly and is more dazzling than any had dared to dream. Inspired by the city's beauty, a mania for glass buildings spreads amongst the Vulcan beds. Glass becomes a symbol of wealth and taste, and great riches are spent to gain the status of owning a large glass home. Construction of the glass city goes well, and soon word of the marvelous creation spreads far and wide. When other jealous bucklers hear of the monument, they spend great sums to build their own luxurious glass palaces. Yes, I saw the Ravens vs. Wire experiment. As work begins on the city, it soon becomes clear that current construction methods are not capable of living up to the intended vision. Buildings begin to break apart in the first year of work, and soon the project is abandoned. Well, we can't afford that, so... I mean, they already have pretty kick-ass, like, ashen blocks, and, you know, that are, like, layered with obsidian glass, which I think is pretty baller enough, so... You can get one as a treat, but that's it. One buckler's creation of striking glass city left its mark on Vulcan architecture forever. Inspired by this beautiful creation, glassworkers and smiths worked together to create greater wonders with every passing year. The Vulcans became masters of glassworking on a grand scale, and evidence of this passion remained visible in their architecture throughout their history. I wanted to read it fast in case it decided to blink out like that. Will the lights above our oceans go dark one day? Here's a hint. They probably already have. Tech. The Vulcans mourn the death of a great scholar who leaves behind an important legacy. Vulcan sword swimmers laid down their cutlass and abandoned the art of war. An influential Vulcan buckler rises to power on Rigel 7. These fish have really peculiar names for, like, themselves and their ranks. Like, groups are called games. And, you know, they don't call themselves Esches anymore. They call themselves Vulcans for some reason. And then a buckler is apparently a ruler? No war makes advancements. Yeah. Tech. More tech. A remarkable scholar is celebrated on Rigel 7 for their contributions to Vulcan society. Very good. Could probably... no. I was gonna say, maybe a little bit more population, but then I thought, like, no. No. Once powerful bed falls on Rigel 7. More smarts. Widely circulated among Vulcans. Meanwhile, in Gliesa, we have growth. Trading caravans traverse the open plains of Gliesa Sea. They bring goods, customs, and people from all corners of the planet together. The dogs bark, but the caravan moves on. An Arabic proverb. Okay. Major trade routes are blocked when secret armories are claimed to be found amongst merchant gangs. When vast caravan networks allow spies to relay information more easily, car realms restrict the flow of trade with increased security measures. And if it were a pillar, as the car develop into a civilization of explorers and traders, ideas are circulated alongside the exotic textiles and spices. Be more specific, need makes hardships make conflicts, and conflicts make needs for advancements. So yeah. Gliesa, let's close this system with the Goldilocks zone, solid exoplanet. Yes, indeed. Also, hello, Zaladin. Welcome, welcome. We have been caring for a couple of sapient, alien races. On one planet, we're caring for these awesome-looking bird motherfuckers called the Car. And on another planet, we have the Esh, but they call themselves Vulcans for some reason, and they're basically sapient fish people, and they wear skulls and seaweed, and they look super cool. And their houses are built of solid black ash concrete blocks, and they're like decorated on the edges with solid obsidian glass, and they're we have the coolest aliens! Birds ain't now stupid birds no more. Okay, so these caravans. Let's try not and boost up population too much, because it looks like there's going to be scarcity in a few hundred years. So, sadly, this must be a dead end. Due to regional power struggles, caravan merchants were banned from most realms and denounced as non-essential travelers. Oof, topical. Car intrepid enough to disobey the heavy-handed embargoes were opportunistically robbed by responsible vigilantes until trading expeditions ceased altogether. More bodies, more food. Like, well, it's not even just food. Like, I mean, theoretically, yeah, like, you get more bodies, you get more farmers, more food, but like, not every resource is renewable. We'll have to probably decrease or increase harm potential. An army of desert skirmishers is defeated by a mobile shard launcher belonging to a powerful Car realm. More resources, yes please. Car ballads represent harmony on Gliza. Will the lights in our sky go dark one day? Is there life after death? These are questions. The Car established a new realm. Oh, and that took a chunk out of resources. Random. Large caravan network was established by the Car to connect Gliza Sea's dune cities. Did that just take another chunk? Jesus! The Car and Gliza fashioned a new type of war spear. Vulcan beds. Paradigm shift. In a region of Rigel 7, the Vulcans believe that their bucklers are chosen by the gods to rule over them. A powerful dynasty arises and establishes a celestial bed, but it is told that the will of heaven can be revoked if the rulers displease the gods. The people are of supreme importance. The altars of the gods of earth and grain come next. Last comes the ruler. That is why he who gains the confidence of the multitudinous people will be emperor. Mengzi, Chinese philosopher. Okay, Mandate of Heaven. If a buckler is defeated in battle, they lose the mandate of the gods, so the throne could be contested by anyone with enough Vulcan power. Expansion? The Celestial Empire expands all over Rigel 7. The belief that their domain should reach everything under the sky leads to exploration and many new reef cities. Ascent. Church authorities interpret successful revolts as evidence that the mandate of heaven has passed, so the influence of the celestial bed fades away. Okay, we do not need greater population in conjunction with resource expenditure, so let's not. So I have less need for non-renewable resources. Also, I may run for USA President, don't vote for me. I'm Canadian, vote for me in American Canadian Takeover Election 2025. Oh god. I mean, we already know that the Esh, the Vulcans, we already know that they are a balanced species. They started with a bunch of advantages, so we could probably knock them down a few pegs, I think, and we'd be safe, relatively speaking. Yeah, Utopia's swan diving. The Vulcans believe that military prowess was a sign of divine approval, and any buckler who could be bested in combat had lost the favor of the ancestral gods. Through this loophole in the Mandate of Heaven, rivals could take over the Celestial Dynasty. Fair and balanced. Just like Shody Cody. You peg your... It's a meritocracy! RNG, I love you. Are there beings like us beyond our world? Vulcans establish a new dynasty. Once powerful dynasty falls, unrighteous. That didn't last long. Car Realm's new technological age. The Dune ship age. Oh my god, yes. Can these birds get any cooler? The car began to spread across the desert world of Gliesa Sea on great dune ships, skipping across the sands at unheard-of speeds. These new vessels greatly expand the reach of their dune cities, opening up new possibilities for trade and exploration. The dune ships carry wine and glass and gold, yes, but more than that, they carry knowledge. Sisuk the Wise, Rounian keeper of the Knowledge Hive, time stage 430 Gliesa system. That was a timeline that did not happen. Welcome to Dune, time to farm spies. Heck. Exploration and trade boom. These long journeys spark dramatic improvements in dune ship engineering, food preservation techniques, and advanced cartography. The connection of new lands and peoples inspires the car to re-examine both social and scientific principles. A new age of explorer philosophers is born. And dune ships fitted with deadly artillery are used to shell enemy dune cities. Countermeasures quickly arise, including devastating explosives buried beneath the sand. I am so cautious about advancement, only because, like, the bump in population growth. Oh well. Okay, it still bumped it up. Landmines, philosophers, or advancement. Or capitalism. The car can now travel on dune ships, connecting dune capitals everywhere on Gliesa. The car mourned the death of a beloved sovereign. Tech. We always want more tech. On Gliesa Sea, the work of a remarkable wisdom academic is widely circulated. More knowledge. Great wisdom academic who leaves behind an important legacy. Ooh! In the Ross system. The Carspiracy continues. Life form on the ocean planet Virgo. New sapience has arisen. So the Ross system. Ross, a flare star, is orbited only by the ocean planet Virgo. The oceans of Virgo are filled with kelp flora, giving the water a distinct red color. Gargantuan seaweed accumulations formed entire continents drifting through the oceans of Virgo, and labyrinthine coral forests at the equator of Virgo are home to millions of jellyfish species. Virgo Percy 8. So standard, we have the Quasies, giant anemone animals wandering the floating seaweed continents of this ocean world. Balanced, we have the Frenner, inhabitants of the equatorial coral forests. These squid people form harmonic and peaceful groups. And the Shivens, hives of predatory jellyfish creatures dwelling in the deep sea to breed and raiding the surface for food. They don't look too much like jellyfish. But... I should use this species as a sacrifice. Cool. In that case, should we go with the dystopian... the dystopian jellyfish? They'll run themselves into extinction faster. Yeah, I feel good about this. Standard might live longer and get more out of maybe that instant hit. Well, it's too late now. 1,000 sea beast pods. On Virgo, the Shaven civilization is born. The oceans will freeze if we fail to make sacrifices to the gods. Meanwhile, the Vulcans. Depopulation. Through force or necessity, most Vulcans become serfs to their local landowners. The life of a serf is cruel and short, requiring hard labor for their masters in exchange for protection and a small plot of land to maintain their own subsistence. Ah, so they've invented feudalism. It is better to abolish serfdom from above than to wait for it to abolish itself from below. Tsar Alexander II, Russian Emperor, 19th century CE. Okay. Massive depopulation. The feudal landowners grow rich and powerful on the backs of their serfs and decide to work them even harder. Endless toil and meager rations take their toll on the population. As more Vulcans die due to the cruel conditions of serfdom, feudal landowners slightly reduce the demands on their workers to get a few more years out of them. Or the high monarchs of Rigel VII become worried about the exploitation of their subjects by their vassals and declare edicts to emancipate the serfs. I mean, they really don't need to be depopulated all that hard. We've intentionally kept their growth rate low. Eat their hearts, gain their power. Yeah, no, we're not gonna go with depopulation, or the massive depopulation. Oh, actually, eat the rich, eat the poor. But actually, if I prevent it, you know what'll happen? 69 synthesis. The Vulcans celebrated the medieval monarchs that outlawed serfdom. Actions taken by these rulers ended forced labor and emancipated workers from the exploitative nobles of Rigel VII. Yeah, French Revolution! Is there life after death? Let's increase utopia a bit. The Vulcans compose an epic poem recounting their history. Very, very good. A little bit more. Nothing different. A little more. Advances in Vulcan architecture inspire a redesign of their reef cities. An influential Vulcan buckler rises to power. New tech age. The Abyssal Age. Ooh. To uncover the mysteries of the abyss, Vulcans begin constructing pressurized holds. These vessels are capable of recirculating water supplies to the Vulcans aboard while also protecting them from the lethal pressures and temperatures of the deepest waters of Rigel VII's oceans. Who heeds the waste abyss of possibility? The ocean is everywhere the same, but it has no character until seen with the shore or the ship. Ralph Waldo Emerson, American philosopher. Alright. The Vulcans divert scientific focus toward armoring the deep water holds and experimenting with projectiles that utilize deep ocean pressure for maximum velocity. That is so smart, actually. I love these fish! These intelligent motherfucking fish. That is so clever. Advancement. Larger, efficient mobile holds are constructed, allowing settlers to find a whole new world of hunting and mining opportunities in the depths of ice planet oceans. Or wisdom. Expeditions into the abyss reveal unique life forms which serve niche purposes in everyday Vulcan life. These findings range from bioluminescent organisms that serve as light sources to creatures that generate electricity. Birds plus cars equals happy. Well, these aren't the birds. But... yeah. The inhabitants of Rigel 7... oh no, that's old news. The Vulcans can now journey to the deepest reaches of Rigel 7's oceans and build sea capitals everywhere. Fish plus cars. Brain dying. Abyssal Age technology gives the Vulcans access to minerals and biomass across all waters of Rigel 7. 6.9 million Esh. Very good. Influential Vulcan, Tip, rises to power. So now they're called Tips? What the fuck? Car territories, power in Gliza. Hardened by life in the desolate wastes, one territory creates an elite group of dune gunners known as the Sandstalkers. Stealthy and deadly, the Sandstalkers are known for extraordinary feats of patience and discipline, sometimes burying themselves in the sand for days at a time before leaping out to strike. When you take your stand along the Maker's path, you must remain utterly still. You must think like a patch of sand. Hide beneath your cloak and become a little dune in your very essence. Dune by Frank Herbert, science fiction novel. There we have it. Vulcans plus fish equals perfection. Okay. Sandstalkers. Every territory trains their own Sandstalker force. These elite strike units revolutionize warfare. Vulcans plus cars equals perfection. Absolute power! The Sandstalkers seize power for themselves. Many sovereigns fall to assassination, replaced by these elite dune gunners. Or, the Sandstalker tactics of stealth and assassination are considered dishonorable. They soon become taboo, used only by criminals and outcasts. I mean, it's not like they would have no place. Live long and prosper. Indeed. Dune Gunners is so cool, even if evil. Very Mad Max. And thank you, Wolf, for the stretch! Yeah, I like this idea. Let's just put them in regular. Okay. Car territories. Previously relied on massed troops and dune ship fleets as the mainstay of warfare. This changed notably Dune ship age, where they instead began to favor light elite dune gunners known as Sandstalkers. Utopia. Advances in car architecture inspire a redesign of their dune capitals. The car established a new territory. There goes the resources. Does Gliza Sea revolve around our sun? The car established... Again? Jesus Christ! Will our sun expire and bring eternal darkness to Gliza Sea? Okay, more resources. Yes, please. Car poems represent harmony on Gliza Sea. Yes, please, more. Please, more resources. We need the car alive! And thank you, Stellar Wifey, for hydrate. So I can refresh my throat. Car Oasis Dunescapers establish new resource management methods. Meanwhile, yes, kill the sun. Sheevan broods. Extinction in Ross. Oh god, no. Not the dino, baby. Aggressive predator beasts on the ocean planet Virgo savagely attack their intelligent tool-making neighbors. The creatures target settlements and replicate fast, jeopardizing the survival of the Sheevans. For this was the land of the ever-memorial beast, the Napoleon Bonaparte of wolves. He ate women and children, and shepherdesses celebrated for their beauty. He pursued armed horsemen. And shepherdesses celebrated for their beauty. He pursued armed horsemen. Robert Louis Stevenson, 19th century CE. I love you too! Mwah! Sounds like my kind of monster. Oh wow, we can actually afford the close call. Yes, pursue me, eat me. The Sheevans react quickly and defend their settlements by building complicated traps for the predators. The predators are a horrific menace to the Sheevans. Many settlements fall and the survivors flee to remote islands where the beasts cannot reach them. Or complete extinction. The Sheevans are no match against the monstrous animals. Younglings are eaten in the night, even the younglings! And hunters are overpowered by sheer numbers. After only a few generations, the Sheevans are completely extinct. Do we want to sacrifice them this early? It definitely does seem early. And thank you, RNG, for the posture check. I shall not slouch. I don't harbor any particularly large quantities of love for these Sheevans. So honestly, if they went extinct now, no love lost. Plus 40 whopping synthesis. That is so much. We'd be back up in the hundos. Too early. Tragedy is best when on the cusp of tranquility. True. They are our sacrifices. But what if we could sacrifice them more than once? We'll sacrifice them here, and then in the future, if they live, we could farm more points. Exactly. So now they've decreased from the millions to the thousands. Hunted by vicious beasts for centuries, the inhabitants of Virgo call themselves the Prey now. Ooh. That is so bleak. Overconsumption by the prey broods exhausts a large sea region on Virgo. Oh man. There is no technological advancement. A once powerful brood falls on Virgo. The prey mourn the death of a beloved fiend. What? Will we ever be able to conquer back our world from the beasts in the wilderness? I will not answer that question one way or another. An influential prey fiend rises to power on Virgo. Why are they called fiends? The storytellers of Virgo inspire the prey to live peacefully. Vulcan developments? Injustice! An ancient apex predator found in the oceans of Rigel 7 is still competing with Vulcans for territory. The hereditary thinkers and glass poets of the ice planet start to mystify and idolize these effective and merciless hunters. What would an ocean be without a monster lurking in the dark? It would be like sleep without dreams. Werner Herzog, German film director. Point taken. In the context of fiction. The shark mind. Predator idolization quickly turns into zealotry. Shark-obsessed tips start to sacrifice the weak to the ancient ocean hunters. The Vulcans begin to mimic the hunter animal and connect with their pure primal instinct to be successful and socially dominant. Or, the tips of the ice planet are appalled by the idea of patterning society on the habits of an ancient ocean hunter, and the shark followers become a niche cult within Vulcan society. That's fucking 50 synthesis, though. I don't think that's worth it. I'm cool with just regular. A movement by hereditary thinkers and glass poets. Yeah. A once powerful dynasty falls on Rajas 7. And again. The car have evolved further. They have reached the industrial age. The car start to study electricity, steam power, and machine manufacturing in the industrial age. Harnessing the power of radio waves might allow them to send signals into outer space. But this civilization could accidentally eradicate itself as weapons development thrusts forth. Interference with the planet poses a serious threat to the ecosystem that has sustained carity through the ages. Oh, hey! Modern bourgeois society and its relations of production, of exchange, and of property, a society that has conjured up such gigantic means of production and of exchange, is like the sorcerer who is no longer able to control the powers of the netherworld, whom he has called up by his spells. Karl Marx, German philosopher. I thought we were done with the Marx. Oh, hey, look at them now! And looking all fancy with their garbs. This age sees an explosion in the car potential for telecommunication via radio waves. Mass-produced goods, including new medicines, could improve the lives of many. Hard work and ingenuity are needed to manage rapid urbanization without critically harming the planet. Train networks across vast swaths of Gliese Sea offer high-speed mobility for both freight and passengers. The car focused their efforts on designing tanks, bomber planes, and simple automatic weapons for increased leverage against enemies. Naval warfare also gets industrialized. What naval warfare? This planet doesn't have oceans? Well, dune ships. But still, it's the principle of it. Medicine is always good, but good anti-harming planet is good. Yeah, it's gotta be one of these two. Hello, Cerebranure. The dune seas, yeah, sure. It's like... Maybe it's just my Earthborn bias speaking here, but if you say naval, like, it either should refer to one of two things. Either ocean ships or belly buttons. You know, I do like the thought of medicines and, yeah. We'll start with that much. The cars support large industrial areas through industrial production. Industrialization gives the car access to fossil fuels and mineral resources deep below the surface of Gliese Sea. Language is easy when pills run out and the doctor skipped your appointment. And they're getting dragged to watching Kanto. Enjoying Kanto for me? I still need to see that. Babes. Babes? Babes, can we have a date night this weekend? We can watch Encanto. I'm gonna watch Encanto. Anyway, harm reduction. Car rifle soldiers lay down their simple rifles and abandon the art of war. Yes, I will enjoy my alien children. The car mourned the death of a beloved head of state. I will make sure that the car and the fish he is, they both survive. And the jellyfish people, the prey, are fully exploited. Are you watching Full Metal Panic on the side? Ooh, nice. I haven't seen that movie, but, like, I know enough about movies to know, like, it's a good movie. The Vulcans have achieved new technology. The Landcrawler Age. Ages spent speculating about the desolate dry lands above are ended when... Oh, wait. Full Metal Panic. I was thinking of Full Metal Jacket. Right. I knew about the anime too, but I got them mixed up. Anyway, ages spent speculating about the desolate dry lands above are ended when the Vulcans begin the construction of self-contained vehicles capable of exploring, settling, and exploiting the environment of the surface world of Rigel 7. Yeah, my brain go brr! I like movies. I like movies, I like shows, I like entertainment. Every jagged edge threatened to puncture our craft, spilling our precious fluids into the dry expanse, leaving us to flop in the merciless heat of the surface lands, and yet we pressed on, our curiosity more plentiful than our fear. Sloop the Intrepid, Shivan Explorer, Abyssal Chronicles, Chapter 7512, Raw System. Thank you, Strange. Oh, thank you, Wolf. And Syrup and Noor. This is a game called the FERMI Paradox. It's about, managing different types of sapient alien civilizations across space. And you basically have to care for them far enough so that they can interact with each other, as well as achieve maximum technological prowess. And also, I am a god that can kill off smart things for points. Yes, because those points allow me to manipulate their destiny. Ooh! They got fancy armor now. Okay, Landcrawler Age. Vulcan researchers study geothermal vents to obtain a better understanding of their ice planet and make astounding discoveries in steam powers. Eek, icky aliens. I reject my destiny. You get no points from me. That's okay. I don't think I'd really want that much power anyway. Free will is too interesting. It spices up life too good. But sometimes people are just so stupid. Anyway, that's In the Pursuit of Wisdom. Landcrawler roots bridge oceans and reach previously inaccessible inland seas of the lands of Rigel 7. Armored landcrawlers compete for dominance over the lands of the ice planet. Smart sapient worms. They're actually fish. They are long, furry fish, and they are very smart. Very clever. And they have a fuckload of resources. Humans are the smartest dumb things alive. You said it. Let's give them more wisdom. A bit more utopian, a bit more technological advancement. It's all good. So yeah, there's all these stats. There's their tech level, their population, their resources, their harm potential, and their ethical values. Worm, fish, what's the difference really? I mean, humans could use more wisdom nowadays. Oh wait, the fish. Don't feel bad about eating either. Eating worms. Real talk. I don't think I've actually ever eaten like any kind of bugs before. But like I'm a frog that's like plenty willing to try anything. I mean, I say that, but like obviously I know what flies taste like. But like flies for frogs, eating flies is pretty much like tantamount to eating like it's like eating tofu like on its own. Like it's incredibly bland. Actually no. Eating flies is to frogs what drinking water is to humans. Like there's just kind of nothing to it. It's not that bad. Crickets are fine at least. Yeah, I'd try crickets. Or maybe like chocolate ants. I guess eating worms isn't actually that strange, because like, I mean, worms and caterpillars aren't the same, but like caterpillars, like caterpillars are eaten too. Like you could fry them, and they have a fuck ton of protein. Flies are the chicken of the sky. Yeah. Okay. The Vulcans support large industrial areas through industrial production. Landcrawler age gives the Vulcans access to fossil fuels and mineral resources on the lands of Raja 7. Oh, so as far as their tech levels are concerned, like, the Vulcans and the car are equals right now. Eating worms as a young wolf, I wouldn't recommend it. Also, as a joke, because our dog tries to eat flies, we call him Sky Raisins. One of my dogs actually has a habit of, like, when he gets excited, he just kind of, or like when he tries to get your attention or something. We don't know the exact reason, but like sometimes he just kind of kind of like bites at the air. And so sometimes we just call him Air Biter. Caterpillars are cute and I could never eat one. Even the spiky ones? Do you think the spiky ones are cute? It kind of depends on the caterpillar, really. Like, I wouldn't eat monarch butterfly caterpillars. Like, I think they consume milkweed, which I think is toxic, so it's like that alone kind of dissuades my interest. Anyway, what are the prey broods up to? Reduction in Ross. Even the spiky ones? Also tried that, also wouldn't recommend. Oh dear, y'all, my lily pals. Leave it to a professional bug eater. kelp forestry, claiming they decontaminate the water around them and provide habitats for countless creatures. A brood starts to cultivate large kelp forests in their local ocean on the recommendation of prey folk. Weird and hungry kid. I'll always remember my pop would yell out something like, "Hey, you kids, stick to the trails. You don't want to get lost in this forest, or the kelp witch will get you. Or a shark. And hey, don't feed those otters. They're wild animals." From the One Dolphin Show, cetacean ships. Oh my god. Tide Cycle 4163. Oh my god. Anyway. That's right, the Shivans took a massive hit to their population, so now their resource scarcity is virtually zilch. Okay, only one brood sticks to the forestry techniques. After many generations, their local ocean has the cleanest water and is brimming with aquatic animals. The kelp spreads and pushes out other underwater flora. Overgrowth turns entire ocean regions into muddy underwater wastes. The fiends on Virgo adopt the kelp planting practices, surrounding every refuge island with beautiful underwater forests. If anyone told me that you know how fast I would run as far from the trail as I could. Yippee! Let's see. Let's just keep it at regular, I think. I think they have plenty of resources right now. Okay, the famous kelp brood was well known for its oceans full of beautiful underwater forests. Will our refuge islands be safe against vicious beasts? A remarkable wise person is celebrated on Virgo for their contributions to prey society. You just said that. You just said that again. What did this lead to? Oh. Son of a weird pup, and I was probably the source of many family panic attacks. Honestly, I've kind of done that once or twice myself. The prey mourn the death of a beloved fiend. Let's increase some harm potential. A powerful new hunting band is formed on Virgo. Did the spirits look down on us with kindness? You are my synthesis farm. Meanwhile, we got the card. Gliza is sending signals into space. Every year, many Kar gather in the most remote part of the desert for a wild music festival, far away from any industrial area and the prying eyes of their heads of state. These rebellious Kar pour out their hearts in a celebration of music, life, sex, art, and joy. Rockin' the Casbah, the Clash English rock band. Okay, so, regular signal. After the first year, the festival is bought by a corporate partner who then stops public broadcasts. However, that first transmission is strong enough to reach the Ross system. Yo? The car? Yuck. How dare you? This is my star child. These are the stars of the show. We will do everything for them. Silence. The organizers of the festival know that its unique culture will be ruined if the wrong Kar hear about it. No public broadcast of the event is ever made. The music festival becomes a cultural pillar that inspires many future musicians, outcasts, and sociologists. The sound of this triumph is broadcast throughout the galaxy. Ride a bike, kill a car. Well, okay. These car are good. The good car. They're like the electric cars. They're good. Not the Tesla cars though. Those suck. Those can burn in a ditch. So they are the cars of the show. Funny. Car may never be. Our cars are pizzly little Earth cars. They can't match up to these cars. But anyway, yeah, we'll boost the signal. Heckin', let's go. Yep, so this is it. So it's reaching Ross. It'll go out to Planet Vex. It'll eventually reach Rigel. It's just going in all directions. And if we are fast enough, other civilizations might be able to pick up the signal and say like, hey, what the hell is this? Like, what's going on there? We didn't do this. Okay. Also, the car are democracies, so that's good. Anyway, let's... Going to the car show, gonna get me an album. The audio was pure joy and madness, a combination that would surely spark strong reactions in distant aliens. Okay. The sociologists of Glee's Sea inspire the car to live peacefully. Hey, that rhymes. They're poets and they don't even know it. I'm gonna go check on the Vulcans. It's one redeeming quality, but still car icky and not good. Vulcan rifle swimmers lay down their pressure rifles and abandon the art of war. An influential Vulcan luminary rises to power on Rigel 7, so now they're called luminaries. Heck. Would a car with a crafter job be a carpenter? Funny joke! Oh my god. God, I haven't thought about that in forever. Battle over an important Vulcan industrial area is won by an army of rifle swimmers. Car democracies have reached a new tech age. Nuclear! Some nuclear! When rocket technology begins to take off, the race for space dominance among the emerging superpowers of Glee's Sea is on. Jet planes increase the potential for travel all over the globe, and nuclear-age communication technology allows news and entertainment to spread via mass media. As the car delve into the secrets of the atom, the threat of extinction looms ever heavier on the horizon. And of course, they had to put in, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Robert Oppenheimer. Okay. Heading further down the warpath, the car can expect to see assault rifles, jet fighters, and napalm, not to mention the mother of all bombs. Yeah, that one. Nuclear? Holy heck, pardon my French, based? Yeah. See, I told you they were the good cars. The car could achieve the dream of space travel in this age. With superhighways now connecting most cities, it might also be a good time to start thinking about reducing fossil fuel consumption. Hey. The car romanticized technology as to begin to see the rapid, drastic changes it brings about in their society. Inspired by science fiction, across all media, the car hoped to make contact with alien life forms. If there's anybody out there. Thank you for the clip, baby. I like advancement the most because there's mention of reducing fossil fuels, and that's always a good. But also, we could probably stand to decrease their population, maintain populous residential areas with large-scale energy production methods. Meanwhile, Vulcans, Rigel is sending signals into space! Vulcans test the capacity of new radio technology, unaware that some of those cryptic radio waves may reach faraway alien civilizations in the future. Have I done the world good, or have I added a menace? After the development of the first commercial radio transmitter, Guglielmo Marconi, Italian inventor. So the question is, if we did a regular signal, where would it be headed to? Because that matters. We could do the signal boost so it goes in all directions, but weren't Vulcans like space wormfish? Yeah, that's these guys. They both sent out, like, the car sent out, oh, why were there people in the picture? They pick images as is appropriate to the development. You know, they can't draw pictures for every single civilization, because you look at this art, this is super stylish, but also probably really difficult art to make, so... And, like, if you see, like, all the cutscene things, like, yeah. Anyway. Strong radio signal with nonsense messages, like 1, 2, 3, or test, 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 is focused at the Ross system. Okay. My immersion is ruined. I think it's the emote that really added to it. Well done. Okay. It's gonna be expensive, but I think it's gonna be worth it. So let's do everywhere. And there it goes. God, we have so many other star systems that haven't even started yet. Hey, Prey, how you doing? Give me some synthesis. I need it. Will we ever be able to conquer back our world from the beasts in the wilderness? I don't care. Num, nummy, tasty synthesis. Oh, shit. I almost forgot to take my meds. Yoink. Vulcans, new technological age. Hey, nuclear! Again, the car and the Vulcans are basically twins, technologically. Rocket technology. Yeah. I'm only curious how well it's gonna work, like, in their underwater environments. Okay, Vulcans... yeah... Well, I guess if they're using fossil fuels too, would probably be good for simple advancement in that case. Eat pills and such. You got a little development event. A great war threatens Ross. Damn it, Ross! Plate tectonics changed the topography of Virgo's ocean floor. Large new trenches emerged, splitting up established broods and exposing new sea beast pods to the prey. Rivalry over territory erupts, and armed warriors swim into the trenches to fight for their fiends. Okay. In you go, titty skittles. In you go, anti-sad pill. Okay. War is the spectacle, the big game that gets everyone to unite under their team's colors. All the actual players are up in the owner's booth drinking the good stuff and debating borders to the millimeter. It could probably all start and finish in that room, but you ever see a huge crowd cheer over a document getting signed? Yes. I've also seen a huge crowd weep at the same thing. Welcome to motherfucking planet Earth. Sims, Sheevan, agent of the Ministry of Over-Aquatic Affairs. Abyssal Chronicles, Chapter 9511, Ross System. For all I know, this takes place in the future. I don't think the Sheevans are that advanced yet. Yeah, they're still in the Coral Age. Total war. The newly settled trenches become the domain of a new brood. War breaks out all over the oceans, and countless warriors rise from the deep waters to fight the shallow prey. The deployment of countless epidemic beasts destroys all prey and their entire environment. Regular conflict. Most prey don't care much about the ocean floor, but some fiends send armed expeditions to conquer sea beast pods. Usage of epidemic beasts during this war will wipe out the entire prey population. And an ancient fear of what might lurk in the deepest waters of Virgo's oceans prevents the warriors from waging a meaningful campaign. War never breaks out. So... Why does it cost synthesis for extinction to occur? Do we want to cash in from our jellyfish? Or do we want to milk them a little longer? Called away to ask what kind of pizza you wanted. Ooh, pizza! I had pizza earlier. And there's still half that is waiting for me. And I can't wait to munch on. Are they near tranquility? Nope. So I guess peace is probably the best solution, yeah? Cave carvings of the Coral Age depicted countless myths about deep water monsters and demons from the cursed trenches that open on the ocean floor. Yep. Here, you can have more resources as a treat. Last for 56,000 years. Yum num num. Whoops. Num. Num. Do the spirits look on us with kindness? As much kindness as a herder does to their cattle. They dug too deep. No, wrong game. Wrong game. The work of a remarkable wise person is widely circulated among the prey. Influential prey fiend rises to power on Virgo. I'm getting so many mixed signals about... They're willing to call themselves the prey, but they also call their leaders fiends. Which, I mean, from an Earthling, that's kind of based, but... Gliesa is building spaceships! Fearing nuclear confrontation between hostile factions on Gliesa Sea, the Car construct a spaceship prototype to send their best and brightest to the stars. The preservation of the species may depend on the crew of the Ark ship. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth, to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. From Genesis in the Bible. No, I'm a prey here. I need to be hunted right now. One Ark ship is completed, and the crew begins a centuries-long flight towards the Ross system, with those on board hoping for a better and safer future. Ooh! Interactions of a variety that we did not anticipate. Epic project. Signs of an immediate nuclear conflict trigger multiple Ark projects. A race between the factions to build the biggest Ark ships commences. They travel as a fleet and move towards the Ross system. Can't afford that. And the Car mismanage the project and lose interest in completing the Ark ship. The giant unfinished hull orbits Gliesa Sea. Their harm potential is quite high. Well, they could probably take the hit. But at the same time, they could interact with the prey, eventually. It's tempting. Let's do it. Let's send them out. And off they go. Think of all the space flu you could spread! Yep, and... Oh my god, and there's space bubbles! There's space bubbles, I got bubbles too. The Car Ark ship, the Kark ship, begins its journey from Gliesa to the Ross system. Yep, so it's right there. It's gonna be flying ever slowly. A new generation of Kark ship officers takes over system maintenance. A decorated Kark ship captain retires from active service. Well, that didn't take long. Several Kark ship officers are removed from their posts. Why, though? This journey may be the noblest car endeavor of all time. Indeed. Will we reach our destination safely? If I have anything to say about it. What discoveries await us in the Ross system? Jellyfish. Yeah, so now the Ark ship and Gliesa are now separate entities of the same people. Car growth. As they get farther from Gliesa Sea and deal with the restrictions of ship life, the crew combats boredom by adapting their value systems to allow for more freedom in how they form sexual relationships. Give yourself over to absolute pleasure, swim the warm waters of sins of flesh, erotic nightmares beyond any measure, and sensual daydreams to treasure forever. Dr. Frankenfurter Rocky Horror Picture Show. No longer hungry, I'm just oh, never mind. No, Wolf, you can say it. I'm an adult-oriented streamer now. Doesn't want to get blamed for the inevitable failure of the boat. Duh. Anyway, the Orthodox captain of the Ark ship is shocked by this behavior and upholds the discipline of the crew with harsh punishments. The loosening of some moral standards from Glee's Sea leads to an increase of newborn crew members. And then the car completely free themselves from their social bonds and turn the Ark ship into a hedonistic love den. As a result, the population spikes. You only got enough resources for 131 years. It's not terribly smart. There's only 10,000 of you, I know, but you know, that's enough for the consumptions. But on the other hand, I don't want to deny the sexies. I'll have to leave my my standards to the wayside this time. The reactionary captain of the Ark ship punished crew members harshly when they tried to behave outside the expected social and sexual norms of Glee's Sea. We'll get there. Deny them the sexies, that's hot. Sheesh. Okay, brilliant rocket scientists' findings are a topic of discussion among the crew. Let's lower that harm potential, shall we? Karkship crew counselors inspire the codification of peaceful first contact protocols. New Karkship captain is appointed. Several Karkship officers are removed from their posts for being too horny. Say what? Hot because I'm sitting between a PC and Xbox with no AC on. I'm totes not horny right now. Well, we are a fan of synonyms here and of innuendos from this day forth. Again. Alright, okay, Wolf, since you seem to have no bother with being so hot. You looking pretty hot there, Wolf. The prey establish a new brood. Will our refuge islands be safe against vicious beasts? Meanwhile, with Vulcanland, consumption. And there's a crow. No, it's a little tired crow. Pollution, destruction of habitats, and unsustainable harvests have all contributed to a mass extinction of animal species on the planet by the dominant Vulcan species. As resources disappear, all life on the planet begins to suffer the consequences. I think we're lucky to be living when we are, because things are only going to get worse. David Attenborough. Holy shit. When did he say that? Like, what year did he say that? Because he wouldn't have known how right he was. Fuck, man. Living on Earth in this day and age fucking sucks. Anyway, Conservation becomes a key driver in Vulcan society, and widespread efforts are made to protect ecosystems before keystone species die off. Environmental policies are adopted much too slowly to make much of an impact. Many animal populations die off before they can be saved. Nothing is done to address environmental issues. The planet undergoes an extinction event caused by Vulcan activity. I don't want to spend any synthesis. There were efforts made to protect some of the endangered animals on Rigel 7, but the Vulcans adopted environmental policies too slowly to prevent the permanent loss of many beloved species. Nuclear age technology allows the Vulcans to extract radioactive materials and fossil fuels from the oceans of Rigel 7. An influential Vulcan secretary rises to power on Rigel 7. More tech. The work of a remarkable nuclear scientist is widely circulated among the Vulcans. Could we defend ourselves against an alien invasion? More tech, please. Widely circulated. Widely circulated. Yeah. Anyway, pray. Give me synthesis. You should have been a red frog because I'm evil. No, because the red frog is usually reserved for my wifey, Stellar Empress. But if you came here fast enough, just maybe. Storytellers of Virgo inspire the prey to live peacefully. Enlightenment in Ross. The storytellers of Virgo are fascinated by the organic organization of ocean animal swarms. Prey have already found techniques to direct the fish swarms for herding or hunting, but now artists have become interested in assembling these animals into patterns for the purpose of artistic expression. I want everybody to go jump in the ocean to see for themselves how beautiful it is, how important it is to get acquainted with fish swimming in the ocean, rather than just swimming with lemon slices and butter. Ouch! Sylvia Earle, American scientist. I mean, she says that, but again, we look to the coral reefs. It's kind of a sad sight. I think there was some news, like, there's some recovery happening, but again, it's like it's not nearly fast enough. Okay, the fish sculptures can only be maintained for a short time, but a class of wandering fish tamers move from island to island and show the prey their wondrous fish swarms. Forcing fish into aesthetic patterns results in a lot of abuse to the animals, and it becomes a spectacle of cruelty. Swarm tamers create wonderful living sculptures out of fish, which become the highlight of every prey refuge island. Caring for and tending to these delicate swarms becomes a cornerstone of the Coral Age civilization. The global warming will be bad, no good, horrible, but it's better that we were expecting it to be. You know, if I pick this seems really reminiscent of, the tool breeders from All Tomorrows. And I like the tool breeders, so I'm gonna throw them a bone here and decrease their dystopia. Yeah. Pieces of your BRB, go get pizza! Go munch the za. Prey warriors lay down their stone knives and abandon the art of war. On behalf of the prey broods, a powerful hunting band defeats a horde of warriors. Once powerful brood falls on Virgo. An influential prey fiend rises to power on Virgo. We can probably bump up the population a bit. Just a bit. The prey found a promising new refuge island. Vulcan dynasties. The Vulcans have reached the digital age. The Vulcans are now connected via complex computer systems, satellite networks, and mobile communication devices. With constant interaction in the global computer network and new digital art forms, cultural transformation is stark and rapid. Preliminary genetic and biodigital experiments could lead to health improvements and longevity, but caution is advised in these and other uncharted territories. Oh my god, they have memes now, guys! They have memes! The NSA has built an infrastructure that allows it to intercept almost everything. With this capability, the vast majority of human communications are automatically ingested without targeting. Because I could have some pizza right about now. Edward Snowden, American whistleblower. Toot toot! Okay. Digital technology applied to warfare results in guided missiles, enhanced recon, and remotely piloted combat drones, with autonomous killing machines just around the corner. Dynasties could also implement ubiquitous surveillance to keep tabs on their citizens, which is very dystopian. Vulcans continue their exploration of space with renewed vigor, navigating the pitfalls of mass consumerism. City planners explore possibilities for genetically modified crops that are safe to eat and also sustainable for farmers and the environment. Vulcans all over Rigel 7 have unprecedented access to information thanks to the internet. With processing power to spare, they may launch coordinated search for intelligent life in the galaxy, or try to find cures for their deadliest diseases. That sounds nice. Besides, this means everybody can make memes. The Vulcans believe that military prowess was a sign of divine approval. Oh, that was a long time ago. No. The Vulcans can now connect large metropolitan areas on a global scale. Digital age technology allows the Vulcans optimal access to all Rigel 7's resources. A powerful new jet fighter division is formed on Rigel 7. The car states there are injustices in Gliza. During a particularly brutal conflict, motorized infantry began utilizing a new method of torture to extract information from prisoners. The victim is strapped to a board, and fine sand is poured into their airways, causing them to choke and gasp for breath. Holy shit. When the breath is unsteady, all is unsteady. When the breath is still, all is still. Graksha Shataka Hatha Yoga text, 10th century CE. Damn, imagine being asked about which pizza you wanted, and they say it's fine, just to not order the one you asked for. The hell? The practice becomes a common punishment used for even relatively minor crimes. No, they don't. States justify the practice by saying that it is only used in the most extreme situations in warfare. It continues, but under strict guidelines. God, it's just... My mind just immediately drawing parallels that I am not happy for. Justify the unjust, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's already, like, we already know, like, just getting real for a moment, like, yeah, they say that they don't use it for anything other than, like, prisoners of war and stuff, but we know that's not true. Fucking... It's like, it sucks to be an Earthling, and it sucks even more to be an American. Anyway, many Car are outraged when they learn about this cruel technique. The practice is banned by all the states of Gliesa Sea to make catgirl slaves. Maids. I mean maids. Yeah, no. No Car civilization of ours is going to utilize sand torture. The Car briefly utilized a type of torture where they used sand to suffocate their victims, but public outcry soon put an end to the practice. Nuclear age technology allows the Car, yada yada yada. Utopia, please. The Car perform reenactments of their history on television. Oh dear. No torture. Scarcity crisis in Gliesa. Radioactive deposits are becoming scarce in the Gliesa system. The effects of innate consumption brought the Car civilization to a breaking point. While they are dealing with the resource scarcity, will the states find ways to prevent the complete exhaustion of their environment, or will they turn against each other? And this is a situation that may be familiar to us. We cannot do complete precaution. Car states prepare for a future without mineral uranium. Will their secretaries preserve the environment of Gliesa or deny their people access to essential resources? Oh no, the rats! They're in danger! Help them! Scarcity causes discord and competition among the Car. Knowledge diminishes while the states of Gliesa compete for the dwindling resources. Save the rats! And then there's just war. Car pick up the automatic rifles and fight over access to the remaining radioactive deposits. Naval battle fleets destroy entire residential areas in the so-called mineral uranium wars. That's a mouthful. I can't expect that name to catch on. Yeah, let's try, like, just addressing the crisis, like, moderately. Yo, Fallout, Pog! Okay, 48% chance of hostilities. It's still virtually a coin flip at this point. But we gotta hope. Hostility in Gliesa. When it comes to coin flips, you cannot rely on my luck streak. With mineral uranium becoming rare, the Car states are preparing for the worst and protecting the vanishing resources. Motorized infantry are deployed next to vital oil rigs, and the inhabitants of Gliesa are too busy preparing for conflict to tackle the root of the scarcity crisis. Ours is a world of nuclear giants and ethical infants. We know more about war than we know about peace, more about killing than we know about living. Omar Bradley, American general. He's right. That kind of rings true even today. So war breaks out. Now we have to determine how much damage is done. Some states gather their motorized infantry near vital oil rigs as the scarcity of mineral uranium leads to the abandonment of wisdom laboratories. Naval battle fleets protect the few remaining radioactive deposits at all costs. While states prepare for conflict, nuclear scientists turn to motorized infantry, abandoning knowledge in exchange for automatic rifles. No, the car's running out of oil. I had pet rats at one point, it was cool. Ooh. Mineral uranium crisis escalates in no time. Motorized infantry fight aggressively over access to oil rigs, and naval battle fleets destroy entire residential areas. The Car civilization sinks deeper and deeper. No. It's either regular or strong hostility. Neutral options. The cars must survive. Indeed. Indeed, we must sustain our cars. I think I shall determine this with a coin flip. I mean, either way, I think we're gonna suffer, but... Well, they're gonna suffer, but... Huh? I flipped it too hard. And there, my aim was just off. Let's see, tails is regular. The nuclear age uranium crisis hit the car hard. Their states assembled many naval battle fleets. Yep. Is there life after death? Oh god. Car perform reenactments of their history on television. Okay, resources, please. Movies represent harmony. Psychologists ecclesiacy inspire the car to live peacefully. More resources, yes. Environmental protection measures enacted by the car city planners restore land region in ecclesiacy. Influential car secretary rises to power. Meanwhile, on the car arc ship, depopulation. The primitive cryosleep technology of the arc ship can lead to fatal damages to the frozen passengers. Strong hostility would bring conflicts end sooner. That's true. Well, that's what we picked, so... these defects are only visible when the car are unfrozen at regular intervals. When we tried to revive our cleaning staff, we discovered they'd been dead for nearly 30,000 years. Who's going to clear away the bodies? That's what I want to know. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Okay. Regular development. After the first crew members perish, the onboard rocket scientists can repair most of the critical issues of the cryosystems, but even still, there are times when Car never awake from cryosleep. Prevention. The simple computer system detects anomalies among the frozen crew and alerts the captain. After many years of research and engineering, the cryochamber system is repaired, and the complete cryosystem is broken beyond repair, and suspended sleep is a pure gamble of life and death. Many will not survive the journey to Ross. I mean, look at our resource scarcity. Like, it's gonna bring a crisis in 59 years. That's very soon. I think we're gonna have to take the blow this time. And I mean, it doesn't mean, like, they're gonna all be wiped out, but, you know. And then we can bring it back up a bit. Let's recycle more than they consume. Relay computer systems compile fascinating new data. What discoveries await us in the Ross system? We have to survive it first. Okay, members of the car ship crew recycle more than they consume. Yes. Arc ship crew develop a new dialect of their native language. All random. Assembles an oral history of their journey. Relay computer systems, yep. Meanwhile, on Ross... power. As prey develops, many refuge islands manage to defend their place in the world only through force of arms. Over time, they come to adopt a strict warrior code, believing that true honor and nobility can only be earned through acts of battle. How sweet and fitting it is to die for one's country. Horace, Roman poet, 1st century BCE. Oh man, that radio signal is getting very close. It's gonna pass over them like nothing, but, you know, it's neat that it's happening. Warrior code becomes the bedrock of prey life. Only devoted and honorable fighters can advance in society. And thank you, Wolf, for the hydrate. The warrior code becomes the standard for order and discipline among prey. The warrior tradition on Virgo becomes associated with a newly discovered shrub as its spiritual symbol, which, when consumed, decreases the aggression of the fighters. These are our point farms, so ancient warrior code had a lasting effect on Virgo as prey civilizations devoted themselves to an orthodoxy of unwarranted violence for the sake of attaining basic rights and status among their tribes.